Good Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Phillies Fastball. Mike Gill, Oscar Budejen, Jeff Kerr. We are ready to go, and we got fastballs today. 2 straight days of no runs. That'll do it for you. The Phillies come up short of their quest to end that streak out in San Francisco. They have not won a series since May of 2013. Guys, when you don't score any runs, it's tough to win games, and 2 games in a row, they were shut out in San Francisco. Well, it already leads to questions about the lineup. Jeff Kerr, we'll start with you today. You have mentioned that Rob Thompson made changes to the lineup after the 12th game or at the 12th game last year. Friday night, there has been some insinuation there will be changes to the lineup. Do we expect to see a little bit something different after back-to-back shutouts?
Yeah, after Game 12, he changed the lineup last year. Well, we're done Game 12, and he hinted at changes to the lineup, and there are going to be changes. Not sure about the top. I think Marsh and Stott are going to flip-flop. I think that'll be a change. I'm hearing maybe Adolis Garcia goes the 4th. That could be a possibility. So if he goes the 4th, where's Alec Bohm goes? Alec Bohm go to 6th, and then you put Marsh in 5th and Stott 7th. I don't know, Oscar. What do you get? What do you think?
Look, I mean, the reality is whichever way you look at it, I mean, everybody's in a slump right now. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, we got 4 hits, 2 straight games. I mean, it's absolutely embarrassing. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, having $30 million players and hitting less than 200. I mean, it's just, I mean, it is a shame. And we're scoring 3.5 runs per game. I think we're right now 26th or 25th, 26th in all baseball. Look, it's there is nothing to brag about this this team, and we're 25th at 3.5 runs per game. So, and my biggest concern, to be honest with you, is that we're falling behind. I mean, when you look at kind of the entire division, I mean, you see the Braves scoring 5.1 runs per game. You see the Mets scoring 4.6 runs per game. We're at 3.5. I mean, we're scoring a run less than kind of the leaders in the division, and having the Marlins ahead of you, it's not fun.
No, it's not, guys. And, Jeff, let's hit on what you talked about there. Some talk about moving the lineup around. Garcia maybe to the 4 hole. Probably Bohm goes to the 6 hole. I think the first thing, as we've discussed a little bit here, I put out a tweet last night. Just an innocent tweet, just some quick thoughts. It got a ton of reaction, so I'll throw it your guys' way. We can read off some of the responses that I got, but realistically, I said, Phillies lineup, very flawed. Same as before. Not sure how they neglected this again. They are too left-handed. They are not good enough platoon options versus left-handed pitching. Adding Crawford, fine, but he's another left-handed bat. Which analytic has Stott hitting number 5? That's comical. They will likely be fine and win a lot of games, but a deep playoff run with this group, don't see it. Where was the flaw in that conversation? Anybody?
Well,
go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
I mean, I didn't think there was a flaw with you saying stop being 5th or this lineup is too much the same. And I think that's where the whole run it back stuff came in, right? I mean, people are just fatigued with winning and the same thing, right? I mean, I think they saw Turner's first, Schwarber's second, Harper's third. Okay, we've seen that. That's fine. But they're not hit. I think they're tired of Alec Bohm in the cleanup spot. I think they want to see it. I think even if he struggled, I think they wanted to see Adolis Garcia in the cleanup spot. They want Brandon Marsh to play every day. We know he can't do that. We've seen it. We've seen 4 years of it. I'm going to put out his stats against left-handed pitching today. It's not going to happen. JT Realmuto coming back. I think that's what frustrated them literally an hour after they failed on getting Bo Bichette. This team needed Bo Bichette more than the Mets did. I'm sorry. They did. And Bo Bichette would have fit right in a cleanup. And then you have him in there, and all of a sudden, Alec Bohm moves down, and Adolis Garcia moves down. That looks great. Bryson Stott's at the bottom of the lineup. You could even bring back JT Realmuto if you wanted. I didn't think that would have been the case, but that would have been another story. But, yeah, this team badly needed Bo Bichette, and they tried to get him. They just didn't do it.
Yeah, and listen, I want to get, Oscar, I want to get into a conversation regarding the analytics here. What analytic would say Bryson Stott deserved to be the first option for the number 5 spot? I think that is the number one question here in terms of when you put this lineup together in spring training, you're going through how reliant on analytics are the Philadelphia Phillies? That's number one, right? How reliant are they on analytics? It seems they are very heavily driven based on their very righty-lefty platoon. They don't usually will say, people get mad, Oscar, where they say, man, this guy had 4 hits yesterday. Why is he out of the lineup today? Well, he faced a right-handed pitcher. Now they're facing a left-handed pitcher. So it seems that the Phillies are very reliant on analytics. I don't see what analytic popped off the page that said Stott is the best option. So we really need to start there, correct?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, let's start from the fundamentals. This has been a flawed lineup since the very beginning. It's a lineup that is very streaky, that depends too much on the home run ball and depends too much on Schwarber to be able to deliver. I mean, last year we won 96 games. This team is going to hit, but it's going to be very, very streaky. And I do believe there are 2 seasons. There is the regular season, and then there is the postseason. I think what we've learned, if we continue doing the same thing, you're going to continue getting the same results. So the bottom line is, over the last 3 years, Baum and Stott have played key roles as the 4th and 5th hitters, and they are more bottom of the lineup guys. I mean, Baum is a contact hitter. He doesn't hit the ball hard. We've known that for a number of years, and we continue to come up. And part of the challenge is you pay Turner, Schwarber, and Harper $30 million. So what you have left is what you have right now. Is a Garcia on a 1-year contract. He has the same pedigree or the same dynamics as Castellanos. So it's a flawed lineup from the very beginning, and we can move some pieces around. I think March should be hitting up 5th instead of Stott. And you could potentially move Garcia, but Garcia is going to have the same thing. I mean, Garcia is right now in a semi-slump right now. He's batting. I mean, we saw it 3 days ago. He was hitting 300. He's now hitting 250 with a 728 OPS. So it's a flawed lineup that has issues. He will hit at some point, and he will hit for power. But the bottom line, as I said before, this is a team of heroes versus a team that collectively the sum of its parts is greater, can deliver a greater output.
Okay, guys, I want to read off some of the comments I got on that very thing. You have, if you're watching our Phillies Fastball live broadcast, of course, on all platforms. You can check us out on the X platform, on YouTube. Oscar has a lot of great visuals for the people who are watching the show. They're hitting right now. I mean, they're just not hitting at all. And somebody on social media messaged me, says, Mike, this is where you're wrong. Because I said they will likely be fine and win a lot of games. He says Father Time is undefeated. They will not be fine. The players have consistently relied on talent and not fundamentals. Now they're older, slower hand speed, less pop. They need fundamentals and approach. They aren't there. Is that fair to wonder if age is starting to filter and become a problem for your guys that you've relied so much on?
I think for some players, not all of them. I think Trey Turner was a guy that they had him change his game, right? He used to be a 20, 25 home run hitter with high OPS. They said, hey, look, you got to be a singles hitter. He became that and won a batting title. I still say Bryce Harper tries to do too much and is way too violent with his swing. He's got to admit he's 32. I'm going to tell you something. I'm not a professional athlete. I don't have the tools that Bryce Harper does or the equipment.
You're a professional bowler. Come on, Jeff. Come on, dude.
I don't have hyperbaric chambers. I'm not taking blood out of myself. He has to admit that things start hurting when you get into your 30s. JT Realmuto, he's 35. He's already feeling that. Kyle Schwarber, I think he'll be fine in the long run. But again, yeah, I agree. It's older, but look, these guys do work on fundamentals. They're working on fundamentals all the time. I don't think that's it. But I do agree with the age. I think there's too many guys that are over 32 in this lineup, and I just don't know how you change that.
I think my issue with Harper is the injuries. I think Schwarber, he hit 56 home runs. He led the majors in RBIs. Let's not kid each other. It would
have been terrible if you didn't sign him, right?
Yeah, let's be very, very clear. Schwarber will be fine. Turner will be fine. Harper, my biggest concern, Harper's injuries. It is a concern. The other thing, I want Harper hitting more toward left field. When he won, I said it yesterday, when he won in 2021 the MVP, he was hitting more toward left field. I want him hitting, spreading the ball across the entire field. And he's a lot more effective hitter. So, look, Father Time is going to take a due time. I don't think Father Time, the issue is right now. It's just you don't have great hitters. Baum, Stott, Garcia, March. I mean, they're okay hitters. They're not great hitters.
Yeah, our buddy Tim Kelly said this on Phillies Weekly Sunday night. The biggest problem with this lineup is 4 and 5.
Well, 4 and 5, and I want to get to some other messages here. I'm going to pop the messages over in the comments section. If anybody wants to comment, and maybe, Oscar, we can put those up on the screen. This one is from Brian Romani. He says, Mike, they aren't good enough. The lineup is flawed. Yes, zero change, though, in plate approach by any of the hitters they have. They're all third and fourth outfielders. You can't put perfume on a skunk. So, the outfield. You got a lot of third and fourth outfielders, no really top flight outfielders. But I think the big one is the change in plate approach. Is that something that, how do you tell Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, you've been doing this your whole career? Well, now you got to change. That's a hard thing to do. Even Adolis Garcia, who you put up the stats for the guys batting fourth in the lineup, 170, 250 on base percentage, a 505 OPS. You put Art Garcia there. I think the difference between Bohm and Garcia is, guys, let's see what we do here. Bohm, you're going to put the ball in play. He'll probably drive in some runs.
Weak. That's an important point. Weak.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike out all that much. Garcia, probably going to get a lot of guys on base, and then you'll see a big strikeout in a big moment of a game. So do you want to take your chance with a guy who's going to put the ball in play maybe weekly, or the guy who's going to strike out a lot? Answer to that question, both flawed. They don't have a good option.
I'd take Garcia and March, ahead of Baum and Stott right now, based on how they've been hitting. I do believe the combination of Garcia and March would be stronger in the middle of the lineup. Look, it's flawed, as we said all along. There are issues, but I would take a chance right now. Now, the other thing that I'll throw out there, and I'll let you answer the question, Jeff, in a second, is putting Schwarber back to first to lead off. That is an interesting option there that have proven in the past to work. So maybe just to shake things up a little bit is something he could potentially do as well.
Yeah, and Schwarber goes leadoff, Oscar. I'll bring it back to you here. Who do you put second? Do you put Turner second?
Yeah. Just shake it up. Shake it up a little bit so he feels different.
I like Turner in the 2 in that situation. I think 1 or 2 are really the only spots for him. You can maybe try him at 3, but really doesn't make a lot of sense. The question would be, if you go with Schwarber back to the 1, Turner 2, you're still in the situation where you have Bohm hitting 4 unless you move him to 3 and Harper in the 4 hole, and I don't think they want to do that. I think they want Harper to get up in that first inning. Again, it goes back to, guys, everywhere you move the chess piece, you're 1 or 2 pieces short.
And we knew this all along. We knew we did not have a cleanup hitter. We knew it. Garcia, and as soon as Garcia was signed, I said, let's be very careful with Garcia because he has the same profile that Castellanos does. Same profile. He has more power.
Better defender. Yep.
Better defender, but from a hitting standpoint, similar profile with a little bit more power.
I like the guy who messaged into my response there, and he said, Mike, how come you saw this and they haven't seen this? I answered the question very firmly like this.
Well, I think they did see it. They just didn't get it.
Well, I said the answer for me, guys, is money. They have a lot of money locked into declining players. Turner, by the way, I've been saying this for years. Turner, nice player, never worth $300 million. He was never in his best year a $300 million player.
And they were striking when the iron was hot that year, too, because they went to the World Series and they knew they needed a shortstop.
They needed a shortstop. And by the way, you're thinking, man, we went to the World Series, and if we add this guy who is basically everything we need, that could put us over the top. The problem is you paid him $300 million very long term. He's not a $300 million player, so that put a lot of pressure on him from the get-go, and we all know what happened there. And he's a nice player, not $300 million. So why do we see this and they don't? To that guy, Miles, who tweeted in, Harper, still good, just doesn't seem to be the same. Real Muto. He's not a $15 million offensive player. I'm sure Schwarber will be fine, but is he ever going to match what he did last year?
This team is built on pitching. Bottom line, look at the moves they made in the spring. They signed Christopher Sanchez. They signed Jesus Luzardo. They got them locked up. Now you got 5 starters locked up to pretty much 2031. So that's basically it right there. And then you straighten the bullpen. But yeah, there was just hard to do with I still look. I'll bring it back to Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette to me was, when you're in the bar and you're trying to get that girl, and you're talking to that girl, and it's going very well, but she's still not interested. That's how I looked at it.
She's your friend.
I saw you
Jeff.
in the Super Bowl. I saw you in the
you
Super
were friend
Bowl.
zoned.
Jeff, you're her friend. Take the hint, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
Take the hint. And Bo Bichette, he played him for somebody else.
He did. And listen, I don't even know that Bo Bichette is the perfect piece. He's a right-handed bat, but that hits for some power. So, yes, he would have been better than anybody else they have here. No question there. But I still think they're a bat short. Even if you had a guy hitting 4, then you don't have a guy hitting 5. What does that do to Bichette? You would say, well, not everybody can have protection. I get that point of it. But really from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you look at that lineup yesterday, you're thinking, man, is this really a World Series lineup, especially if Turner, Schwarber, and Harper are not the best versions of themselves?
They're not.
I mean,
well, they've shown the last 2 years they're not.
You're missing a run producer. I mean, that's the bottom line. You're missing somebody. So if Schwarber and Harper get on base, Turner, Schwarber, and Harper get on base, you're missing that last guy that is going to be doing. I'm going here. I'm looking at the stats of Garcia. He's been in the major leagues for 8 years. I mean, the last time he drove in 100 runs was in 2023. The last 2 years has been 85 and 75. He's probably the best fourth hitter you have right now.
Right.
I prefer even if he strikes out, I'll take him.
Yeah.
The one thing with him, Oscar, is he has hit fourth in his career more times than any other spot in the lineup. So it's not like he doesn't understand that he's going to get pitched a little bit. He has hit there. This isn't a guy who has hit 6 and 7 his whole career, and now you're going to move him up. He has hit fourth for most of his career. Stott hitting fifth is criminal to me. I don't know.
That's what I thought was crazy. Like, look, I'm not an analytics savant here, but I know numbers. The numbers were Brandon Marsh was a 320 hitter batting fifth last year. Why didn't you go that route?
Let me ask you this
he had
question,
a hot spring training. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Actually, it reminds me of It reminds me back of 2022. This is in 2022 and 23. We have Baum and Stott back. I mean, fourth and fifth. I mean, that was the lineup. I mean,
well, Oscar, you let me ask you, how reliant do you think the Phillies are on analytics? Are they so stubborn to the analytics that, and I don't know what analytic they would use for Stott, but just in general, like when they make their lineup day to day, is it very dependent on analytics?
I think it's an influence in the decision. I think Topper makes the final decision. But the other thing is we have to think who Rob Thompson is. He's a very loyal guy. He believes in trusting on his players and putting everything on the players' shoulders. So the bottom line here is he did not want it to make it. If he already told Baum and Stott that we're going to be fourth and fifth here, he's having a hard time because of the way he's a player's manager of making those moves. He has to make the moves right now. I mean, Garcia and March should be moved up to fourth and fifth and just run with it for a week, 2 weeks. I mean, and just see what happens.
You know what, Oscar? This is what I worry about with Stott, too. Say they move him down and he still struggles. We're going to have a conversation about him again. And it was a conversation.
You have to split the time. You have to split the time between Sosa and Stott, period. That's it.
But it was a conversation I had with people last year, like before the season, like this was the make or break year for him. And until July, he didn't do it. And then he was great. And we're back to this again. Maybe he's just a slow starter. I don't know.
Could be, but I think by all metrics, all analytics, Marsh should be in the 5-hole. Hey, not a great option, best option for this team.
I agree.
Against right-handed pitching, I love him in the 5th hole.
Yeah, I agree.
Marsh then in the 5-hole. Then you've got Bohm hitting in a much more comfortable spot for him, 6th spot, and then you could probably go with Stott, JT, Crawford down the 7, 8, and 9 spots in the lineup. But it'll be interesting to see what they do tomorrow against Arizona. There is some murmurs that they are going to do something with the lineup. Jeff, as you've been talking about here on Phillies Fastball segment, they did it after 12 games last year. This will be game 13 coming back to Citizens Bank Park. So they didn't hit back-to-back shutouts out there, but how did they pitch, guys? What do we make of yesterday's day? Aaron Nola gets the ball. He's throwing a shutout. 2 on. Devers, a left-handed hitter. What's the move there?
Would you have taken them out?
I would. I mean, I thought about it when it happened. I mean, I would definitely have taken him out. Look, you had a lefty. Devers is one of the most powerful hitters in all baseball. I know it's not an ideal stadium. I think it was the time. Look, that's where the analytics come into play, in my view.
I think that's where Tanner Banks enters the game, right?
Yeah, that's where Tanner Banks has historically entered the game.
Yep.
It is a complex. I mean, because Nola, let's give credit to Nola. He's been pitching really well.
He pitched well yesterday too. And the thing is, I just keep going back to it. And remember, Oscar, we talked about this yesterday. You can't win if you can't score anyway. So maybe that's why he figured it. Hey, you know what? This is Aaron Nola. This is what I pay the guy for.
Well, this is more right. This is more the big picture here of how your pitching looks. Nola, 6 innings. He was at like 80 some pitches when that at bat started. So he wasn't, at 100 pitches, and they left him out there. So it seemingly he's cruising along. Now there's 2 on in the spot, and a left-handed hitter comes up.
And you
do have Alvarado
earlier today. Yeah.
What's that?
He got out of a couple of those jams earlier, so it's why not go back? But yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, look, it's hindsight, obviously, but you're thinking, okay, maybe Tanner Banks comes in that game. But was Tanner Banks even available?
Right, I was going to say they did use Banks the night before in the 6-0 game. So Alvarado, though, he is, he was there. I don't know that he was warmed up, but Banks pitched 18 pitches the night before. So was he available? Was he not available? You also have Meza. Who's pitched very well for you that possibly could have been ready for Devers in that spot as well. But, hey, there's the number again, Oscar. 0 for 5, 9 left on base. What is that for the series now? I mean, that number's got to be astronomical.
I'll have it here. Let me just give me a second here, and I'll show it to you.
They have to be at least 27 for 28 in runners.
No. Look at this. Here we go.
Oh man. So 3 hits. 3 hits in what? 27 at bats.
3 for 27 in runners in scoring position. So
and the left on base for the Giants is bigger. I probably just
111 with runners in scoring position in the series.
Yeah, the Giants
27 left on base. Yeah, guys, 27 17. Left on base.
Yeah.
So they're getting on base. They're just not doing anything with it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the story's been the lack of offense.
And the Giants is 17. I didn't update that number there in terms of left on base, but they went 10 for 33. That is a very good, batting average for runners in scoring position.
My question for you guys, and this is what I got a lot from people on social media, was they're 6-6. They've won, but they've played a very easy schedule so far. I mean, Colorado, supposed to be one of the worst teams in baseball. Washington picked to be last in the division. Texas, a mediocre team, most likely. The Giants.
I was impressed with Texas, by the way.
Yeah. Giants, middle of the pack type of team. So
we haven't faced a 500-plus team this year.
So, and they're not until what? They play the Cubs?
Are
the Cubs even 500? I don't remember.
Arizona's 6-6. So
well, actually, the National League has 10 teams at 500 or better. The only teams under 500
only has 3, right?
Yeah, 5. 5 for the AL.
5. Okay, so now
San Francisco and Washington are the only 2 teams in the National League under 500, and the Phillies have played both of them.
And they're 3-3 against them. And they need a walk-off win in one of them.
Yeah. Pitching matchup, we got a good one this weekend. There's some good pitching
Mike,
matchups.
let's spend a second and talk about Wheeler, because I think that's one of the key things that happened yesterday. Wheeler had a great game. I saw the game, 61 pitches, 44 strikes. He looked really, really good. I like what I saw from him.
I was impressed. And look, I wouldn't be too concerned about the fastball. It's still spring training for him. The fastball was effective.
Sorry, my bad.
It was moving. The breaking pitches were great. I was really impressed by Zack Wheeler yesterday. I mean, the one run he gave up was off a bloop. So you can't be upset over this. Like, he's one start away, guys. I think he starts Tuesday, and then I think he joins this rotation.
Yeah, his velocity is still not there. 93.8, 93, 92.5, 92.7, 92.4 inning by inning. He's still a couple, 2-3 miles behind where he normally has been. But look, it's great to see him pitch. Still, the other part that I notice, and I have it there on a chart if you're looking at it visually, is his secondary pitches were effective, but they were not near as close as they needed to be to a strike zone.
So Wheeler 4 1/3, 3 hits, a run, a walk, 6 strikeouts. Good news for the Phillies, but pitching hasn't been their problem. Tomorrow, Phillies fastball is back. Luzardo, Soroka, Walker, and Fott, Painter, and Gallen. They are the pitching matchups. 2 afternoon games, a Saturday afternoon at the ballpark and Sunday afternoon. By the way, Phillies, Arizona, you can listen to that game on 97.3 ESPN Radio for all the people out there watching us from down the shore. That game will be on 97.3. And, of course, we will be back with more tomorrow looking at the Phillies and Diamondbacks, old friends from the National League Championship Series, Jeff and Oscar. Now, Jeff, where were you? Were you at Lehigh last night or Reading last night? Where did you go to one of those games?
I bowled last night.
I 7-16. I forgot.
Yeah, I was watching both on my phone. I'm a savant.
300 games. 300 games yesterday.
I'll tell you what, if I ever do that, Oscar, I'm retiring. But no,
retire.
But I love when the Phillies play in the afternoon because then I get to watch minor league games at night and I'm not multitasking through 3 games. That's a lot, by the way.
It is. Well, guess what?
By the way, Dante Nori has been great for Reading.
Too bad they're not playing him in the outfield.
Well, he's got a shoulder injury. It's minor. Like, it's good enough where it's like, oh, okay, like he can play every day, but
quickly, what's the update on Aiden Miller? Anything there?
He's actually swinging, believe it or not.
Okay.
He's begun to swing bat.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat, but he's getting there. I don't know when he's coming to Lehigh yet. They're very discreet on that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I know they want to keep him, safe under wraps until he's ready to go.
They traded for another outfielder yesterday. They don't have enough outfielders in Lehigh.
Stuart Baroa is now a member of Philadelphia, traded for cash
179, I think, batting average. But other than that,
they just need bodies, Oscar. Really, like I don't know why they don't play Kate. I don't know why they don't play Kate Ferguson more. Give him a shot. Who cares?
All right. Give him a shot, says Jeff Kerr. Jeff Kerr, Oscar Budejen. We've got the Phillies fastball tomorrow right here. Make sure you check us out. And, of course, the Phillies get ready to take on Arizona. We'll preview that series tomorrow here on the fastball. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody.